Hello and welcome to Good Games Spawn Point, the show for younger gamers by gamers. I'm Bajo.
And I'm Hex.
Oh, sorry. And I am Darren. Sorry, I was just installing the latest updates to my system. I had to upgrade from Ferret OS to the latest Alpaca 2.5, which required shutting down some background tasks.
Hang on a sec, Darren, back it up. Are you saying that hosting the show with us is a background task?
Yeah, Darren, this show should be your main priority.
Yeah, foreground.
Coming up, we race to the finish line with Motocross Madness.
We blast away the best on the leaderboards with Shootmania Storm.
Plus, we meet up with a professional gamer who just got back from a world championship.
Oh yes, and he is seriously good.
I just beat him.
Really? How?
Background task.
I'm gonna go read the news. In a foreground task. Hex here with all the news from around the gaming world. A gamer by the username Befair wasn't content to see his health bar simply go up and down in a game, so he created a real-life life bar that raises and lowers as well as changes colour to represent his in-game health. He showed a demo of the life bar working while he played Terraria, and as a result, one of the creators of Terraria responded asking, "I must ask, how much money do I need to throw at you to get one of these?" To which he said, "I've only got one. Wanna buy that?" A study at McGill University in Canada has found that playing Tetris can significantly help treat adults suffering from the hard-to-treat vision problem amblyopia, or lazy eye. Participants used a head-mounted display which split the game between both eyes so that only one eye could see the falling pieces while the other could see the pieces on the bottom. They found that by playing that way for an hour a day over 2 weeks, many adults showed a big improvement in the vision of the weaker eye and their 3D depth perception. They noted that any visually intensive game played that way would achieve the same effect. Spawnlings, rev those engines, it's time for Motocross Madness.
The first Motocross Madness came out way back in 1998 and a sequel followed in 2000. Back then the series was praised for its realism with gritty dirt tracks, accurate sounds and cringe-worthy crashes. The latest is a more light-hearted approach to dirt bike racing.
Yeah, it's really been given a modern twist, hasn't it? Even down to the annoying announcer guy.
Winner! 10 out of 10 doctors agree. You totally nailed that track.
But the coolest feature beyond a doubt is the avatar riders. There just aren't enough games that make use of those avatars. I love seeing my little Lara Croft zipping about the track.
The game sees you tearing through a number of short tracks all set within 3 sandboxes. The coarse desert sands of Egypt, the glacial marvel of Iceland, and the medieval ruins of coastal Australia.
Yes, I'm not sure if the developers have ever been to Australia, but it is nice that they're thinking of us. In fact, there is quite a bit of decent level design in this game.
Scattered around are coins and boost bonuses which often reveal sneaky shortcuts. These are much trickier to navigate than the main track and can lead to disaster, but successfully getting through them will buy you precious seconds. You know, it's a nice balance of risk versus reward.
Another way to stay ahead of the pack is through your boost power. By landing tricks and collecting power-ups, you start to fill your boost meter. Chaining tricks together fills the bar up even quicker. If you let the meter fill up completely, you'll enter Ultimate Flame Mode, which gives you a more powerful boost and lets you perform some outrageous tricks.
If I were to say one criticism, I think it would be that the rubber banding of the AI is a bit too forgiving. And that's where the game tries to keep all the competitors relatively close to you, so you still feel like you're in the race, even if you're not doing so well. But when I had fallen behind the pack, the drivers in front would slow down way too much, or even stop completely. It ruined the thrill of the chase.
When you finish a race, you're rewarded with cash and XP to level up. Cash is used to buy new outfits, or you can use it to purchase new bikes and upgrades, which you'll need in later races. As you progress, you unlock new skills. I particularly liked the ability to boost in midair, but use with caution. I'm flying! Wait, no, I'm falling. Oh dear.
I do like how lenient the track boundaries are. Where you'd normally be restricted by invisible walls, you're free to explore off-road.
Yeah, the game really encourages adventure. In fact, there's an entire mode dedicated to it. In exploration, you're set loose in one of the large sandbox worlds and given the task of collecting skulls and coins.
It does have the tendency to get frustrating though. Reaching some of the collectibles requires a level of precision that just isn't possible with these controls, and the camera just goes crazy when you slip behind scenery. I gave up on this mode pretty quickly. I much preferred Rival, and that's where you have to set the best lap and race against developers' Ghost Riders.
The Trick Sessions mode is about stringing together as many tricks as you can within a time limit to set a high score. These are pretty fun against the AI, but the real challenge is taking on other players online. There's none of that pesky rubber banding, and everyone rides a little harder to cross the finish line. I found it much more competitive and rewarding than the campaign.
You can play this in local co-op on the couch with a friend, but only one other because it only supports 2-player co-op. It's a shame there wasn't 4-player like Mario Kart because I especially okay. I had a pretty good time with this. I'm giving it 7.5 out of 10 rubber chickens.
Me too, I'm giving it 8. Now it's time to meet Albert Nassif, one of Australia's best gamers.
Don't interrupt me, Darren, when I'm talking, when I'm pontificating.
Hi, I'm Albert, and I'm a pro gamer. Pro gamer is someone that gets paid to professionally play video games, so it doesn't mean they need to play them at a competitive level. They could be making money off YouTube videos. Anything that's really sort of giving them an income off of playing video games really defines them as a professional gamer. What I do as a pro gamer, really, I play Call of Duty. I play in a team of 4. We sort of practice maybe 3 or 4 nights a week for a few hours a night, depending on obviously everyone's availability. You go left shocks, fighter, you go right, and buzzer, you go in the middle, and I'll just stay back. How I got into pro gaming was playing just sort of general public play, so against other people that didn't play competitively, and then eventually a few people that did sort of found me, asked me if I was interested, and at the time I just agreed to it. I started with a few muck around teams with friends and whatnot. And a few months ago I got the call up to become Team Unity. We ended up playing the online qualifiers for the Call of Duty Championships. We won those. We went to the LAN event where we took out the competition flawlessly, won ourselves $4,000 and a trip to LA really to represent Australia. The trip in LA was great. We met some of the professional players who have big fan bases, and the competition was pretty rough. Our first game, we actually versed the best team in the world, who eventually went up to win that event. We had to sort of play for a tie, and they ended up getting knocked out, and the Spanish team went through, and they were really, really nice about it as well. Growing up, some of my favourite games were Crash Bandicoot, Pokemon, Donkey Kong, anything like that, where you had a storyline and you had a sort of a save progress, so you could advance further during the game and then eventually sort of look back at what you've done and whatnot and eventually just keep progressing. The game I play is obviously a lot different to those games, but I guess everything obviously playing the games made me want to play other games and then eventually moving into that area. So now the good thing about being a pro gamer is there aren't really any necessary skills. As long as you've got sort of time and dedication, it's not based on how strong you are or how fit you are or anything. Anyone can play, so that's why it's sort of got such a massive fan base and such a vast variety of different kind of people. Age is probably something that suits you if you're a bit younger with the reflexes, and obviously with the time, if you don't have work, you don't have a family or anything, it's a lot easier to play when you're just sort of in school. When you come home, you have no worries. Yeah, he's in the car, Definitely the most challenging aspect is managing your time well enough, trying to sort of balance the work, study and healthy living. You really want to sort of make sure that if you're in school, that you don't want to give all your time into gaming, because that might not be something you're going to follow in a few years' time. Any tips obviously would be dedicate your time well. You don't need to be playing video games all day. As long as you're sort of using your time to the best that you can sort of do it with minimal amount of time to focus on studies and whatnot. But yeah, that's really it. So just play and have fun, really.
All right, well, first up, we've got this one.
Oh, hex! Oh, I just forgot. I built this
What is that?
box with Carrie O'Brien. I did most of the work. It is a DARREN-free zone. So basically, if I put all the phones in here, it will stop the signal and Darren won't be able to hack us or bother us at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, don't forget Pikachu phone then.
Oh yeah, Pikachu phone. Sneaky one.
That's really clever.
Sealed.
Well done. All right. Well, moving on to this one from Cathy. which is Townsville in Queensland. It's really clever.
Sealed.
How does the Batman add to the impenetrableness of this device?
Batman adds to everything, Hex. Put a bit of Batman in your life.
Okay.
Personal request. I have made a game project for school, and I want to show you and get your opinion. I have posted it on a website. I would appreciate your feedback because I want to become a programmer/game designer after leaving school. Thanks. Katakaz. Personal request. Well, I think we can definitely take a little look at that for you, Katakaz. Let me just load it up here and see what we've got.
Oh, cute. It's like a little Mario game. Oh, look out, Bajo.
No, never mind. Just warming up a bit. Okay. Oh, wait. I've disappeared. Is that an ability? I'm gone.
Okay, we'll scooch over because it's got a 2-player mode.
Oh, okay.
So, there we go. Okay, and what? I've disappeared as well.
Okay, well, let's just take these coins.
Let's try again. Yeah. Look out! We can jump on each other. Wait, Bajo, what are you doing?
I found a button, Hex,
What's
that
going
lets me
on?
just change the level. Oh no! It's Bowser! You're going down, Bowser. Prepare for pain. Yes, I am mega good at this. Bowser is defeated. Princess Peach is saved. Oh no, wait, she fell in the lava. Well, I still think we can say that I well and truly won that session of gaming.
I don't know about
we just had. The winner.
First of all, Katakaz, well done on creating a game. I think you might have a few copyright issues there with Nintendo, and I think we found 1 or 2 little bugs.
But overall, impressive effort. So keep at it. You're only going to get better at making games with practice and time.
Right, well, good luck with your future endeavours. Let's move on to this one from Steve in Minecraft. Minecraft's Plains biome in Victoria.
Is that like a biodome? A dome? A biodome?
The Minecraft
In
Plains
Victoria?
biome. You don't know what that is?
No. Biodome? I don't know. I'm just going to look it up. Yeah, it's a dome.
Hello, Steve here, and I'm here to ask you all a question. My brother says that there is a new Xbox coming out in 2015 where it scans your room and puts a picture on it. It's like a 4D game. Is that true? Also, in your world on Minecraft, if you do escape and open it to LAN and put cheats on, you can be on creative. I love your show and your Minecraft world. From Steve. P.S. Bajo, if that's how you do your name, do these faces. Well, yes and no, Steve. First of all, the new Xbox is strongly rumoured to be coming out at the end of this year, not 2015. Although Microsoft have announced they'll be officially announcing all of the details of the new console in just a few short weeks, on May 22nd to be precise. So we'll know a whole lot more about it then.
I like that they announced that they were going to announce something. But what your brother is talking about is an interesting new piece of technology that Microsoft has been showing off called Illuminaroom. Illumiroom. Basically, that's what I'm saying. The idea is that it's like a projector and a Kinect meshed together that you put on a coffee table in front of your TV.
Yeah, then the Kinect would scan in your room and allow the projector to do all kinds of neat optical tricks. For example, it could make it look like your room is warping and responding to the game, or make objects from the game come out of the TV and roll on the floor, or even replicate the lighting from a game in your room, or even just make the entire wall turn into a TV, basically.
But at this point, we have no idea if it's going to be something you can buy, or if it'll work with the next Xbox, or if it's just something they're toying around with. So we'll have to wait and see what their plans are for it.
Let's move on to this one it's actually a letter. Sorry. Whoa. It's from Oscar in Lane Cove, New South Wales.
Artifact from an ancient civilization.
I'm having trouble buying Utherjets on the Jet game. Hex is awesome, Bajo is great, and Darren should be a mega noob, but don't tell Darren he is a mega noob. PTO.
The jet game. What jet game do you think he means? It could be Ace Combat. That has jets.
I actually think he's talking about Sky Gambler's Air Supremacy for iOS.
How did you know that, Hex?
I just know these things, Bajo. But Oscar, I think the reason you're struggling to buy extra jets is that you have to buy them with actual money in the in-app purchase menu.
Ah, yes. I guess your grown-ups may have actually made the choice to block in-app purchases, which stops you accidentally racking up a giant bill. So if you want more jets, it sounds like you'll have to ask your grown-ups very nicely, maybe offer to do some extra chores around the house to help pay for them.
All right, well, good luck, Oscar. Moving on to this one from Mr. Complainer, sad face, who is in Deathville, South Australia.
It's probably Darren. He's always complaining. Dear good game, I am not happy with your Minecraft world. I loaded it up, and I spawned in the middle of an underground cavern crawling with monsters. Is this your idea of a sick joke? We're sorry to hear that, Mr. Complainer, but absolutely not. We left our character in a convenient and safe spot right near the poopanoob. And when we download the save file, that's exactly where it starts for us, so we're not quite sure what's happening for you.
You know, I have actually seen a few emails from spawnlings saying that they've had the same thing happen to them, or that it started them out in the middle of somewhere random.
I'm curious. It's very strange. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Complainer, and any spawnlings who've had that problem, but we've triple-checked the save file, and it always works for us, so we're not exactly sure how to fix it.
The only thing I would think to try would be to download it again and just make sure that everything is installed correctly. I mean, maybe something went wrong at the time that you downloaded it, or the installation just became a little bit corrupted or something.
Hopefully that fixes it, so sorry we can't be much more helpful than that.
Right, well, let's move on to something we can actually help with, hopefully. It's from a person who is in a place in Victoria. Very vague. Well, I've tried to send in questions from the day I started watching your show and never got any answers, but here goes. 1. What happens to the games you review after you review them, both good and bad? 2. I heard a rumour that Faster Than Light is coming to iOS. Is this true? 3. I can't find your Minecraft FAQs on your website. 4. Bajo, make these faces. P.S. Darren is not a noob, and I'm sick of you answering questions ending with Darren is a noob.
Oh, they just ended that question the same way they thought that people shouldn't end the question.
Yeah, the end of that question
way.
was Darren is a noob, even though they didn't want to
He's a
say
noob.
Darren is a noob.
He's a noob, though.
Well, person, after we're done reviewing games, they usually go to a special room tightly guarded by Darren himself. Then, if we ever need to talk about them on the show or find that game again, then they're just there on hand for us to play. And I know what you spawnlings are thinking. No, we can't give them to you because we need them. If we didn't have them, we couldn't make the show.
That is correct, Hex. Although sometimes we actually get special early copies of games that we have to send back, but mostly we get to hold on to them and lock them away in our special game room.
As for FTL coming to iOS, well, it's definitely a true rumour. The developers have said on a few occasions that they'd really like to make a version for tablets, but they haven't confirmed that they are. So we'd say that there's a good chance it'll come to iOS, and also a good chance that it won't. That's rumours for you.
Indeed, it would be perfect for iOS, though. Spaceshipping around in the portable. As for our Minecraft FAQ, you can find the link to that right above the link to download our world, just on the right-hand side of our website here.
All right, well, I think we've got time for one more question this week, so let's go to this one from Caleb in Perth, Western Australia.
Regular Perth?
Yes, just regular Perth.
I heard they shut their place down.
It's French Perth taking over.
That's what I heard.
Everyone's just going all French crazy.
Just a rumour. Yeah, that's why I'm investing in berets now.
Okay.
Yeah, buy beret bonds.
Good call.
Hi, Good Game SP. I need help on Forza 4. How do you make your own car on it? And what is your favourite car, Bajo and Hex, on Forza? Thanks, guys.
Well, Caleb, sorry to say, but you can't actually make your own car from scratch in Forza 4, although you can, of course, paint your cars however you like by selecting the paint option and going to town on it.
I've seen some pretty awesome paint jobs, Hex. Mine are rubbish, but anyway, you can also completely change the engine and upgrade your cars, so you can kind of create your own cars in that way. As for my favourite, well, I think I'd have to say it's the Pagani Zonda. It's super fast and lightweight, and if you squint, it kind of looks like the Batmobile.
Well, yeah, I can kind of see that. Well, it might be an obvious choice, but I do love my Bugatti Veyron Supersport since, you know, it's pretty much the fastest legal road car ever.
Gotta go fast.
On that note, that's all the time we have for this week, but if you'd like to ask this question, then you can answer it here. What is that noise?
Oh no, Hex, I built a big super door out the front of the studio so Darren couldn't get in addition with the box, and I think he might have got through it. Oh no! Coming through! Oh.
Hey, Darren!
Hey, Darren, how's it going?
Bajo, for some reason there were bars all over the doors, but I lasered my way through them, and I'm here now, so
okay.
now I can answer some questions.
I'm so glad you're here, Darren. You should have called, though, because we're out of time.
Yeah, well, we just finished all the questions. We've got to go back to the studio
but surely
now.
there's time for just one quick
No,
question.
no,
Gotta
time.
go, gotta go, Darren.
Don't worry though, the next
Oh.
game has lasers in it, so you'll love it.
Lasers?
Cool.
Lasers? Oh, well, that's different. Yes, maybe I should charge up my lasers.
Yeah, charge away, Darren, charge away.
Because we're about to do something that we've never done on Spawn Point before. We're going to review a first-person shooter, Shootmania Storm.
Now, any grown-ups who are uncomfortable with shooting in video games should probably take control of the television now for about 4 or 5 minutes. But Shootmania is rated PG, and I can assure the spawnlings and their grown-ups that the action is quite cartoony, and there's no big crazy guns, just a few pew-pew lasers.
Thank you for that, Darren. Yes, now this game was brought to us by the people who made the Trackmania series, which is known for offering gamers highly customizable, intense racing action for years. And they brought that same idea here. This is fast-paced action, there's a map editor, you can create your own maps and game types, or play others made by people in the community.
Yeah, plus the graphics aren't too intensive, so it'll run on just about any PC, even with all the settings cranked up.
It's important to note that this is an online-only competitive shooter, so you will need to be connected to the internet, and don't expect a story or single-player campaign either. Either you play online or you don't play at all, unless you're in the map editor.
One interesting idea is that everyone starts with the same weapon, and that's a relatively slow laser. So leading your shots and landing a hit is hard, but rewarding when you do. And there's no power-ups or anything like that, which means everyone is on an even playing field, which is a hallmark of a good competitive game.
You can fire 4 shots off quickly before you have to wait precious seconds for it to recharge. So if you spam your shots but miss, then you'll be left defenseless while you wait to recharge. Each shootout comes down to a satisfying dance of tricky strafing, accurate leading, and smart ammo use.
There are actually 2 other weapons, but you need to be in a specific part of the map for them to equip. If you find yourself in a corridor, you'll find your gun changes into a grenade launcher. And if you find yourself on a ridge or near a window, you'll get a powerful sniper-type weapon.
Yeah, I thought they did a really poor job of explaining that, though. I mean, I kept seeing all these other people with snipers and grenade launchers, and I was like, how are you guys getting those?
Yeah, it isn't very clear, and there are quite a few things that take a while to figure out, such as certain spots on the map that make you move faster, but also stop you from jumping, and that can throw you off when you're not expecting it.
Movement in general is speedy and encourages lots of jumping. And you can even do a skillful double jump off walls or glide for a bit. At the same time, it's very precise and you can stop on a dime and snap around for quick shots.
There are 3 main game modes, but I think I like the Royal one the most because it's an elimination map with 16 players online. We did struggle to find players for some of the other modes, though.
Affirmative. One of the biggest problems with this game is that, sadly, there doesn't seem to be much of a community for it yet. Looking at all the servers worldwide, there were only a few hundred people playing at the best of times. There are a few Australian servers, though, and they're worth trying to get on, since any lag will hamper your skill.
Yes, not having a community is a bit worrying with a game like this, but the community that is there are a friendly bunch.
Yeah, we didn't really encounter too much bad language or annoying players, and everyone seemed to be quite helpful to newcomers, helping them out if they had any questions, so I really hope it stays that way. That said, I was really disappointed with the map creator. It's easy enough to use, although once again there's no tutorial, which I really would have liked because it can be quite fiddly. It also felt surprisingly limited and basic. Everything needs to be placed at right angles and in straight lines, which just seems overly restrictive. But no doubt the community will be able to make the most of it. And, you know, I think the more games with map editors, the better.
Yeah, and we have started to already see some new modes come out, such as obstacle maps, where your goal is basically to run an obstacle course.
Personally, I liked the constant and multiple leaderboards. After a match, it tells you where you currently stand in your state, your country, and the world. It compels you to play just one more match and work your way a few
Final thoughts, Hex?
Well, I know that this game's success largely depends on its community, but, you know, for now I'm giving it 7.5.
I'm going to give it 7 out of 10 rubber chickens.
Oh, I can't hold back any longer. Charging my laser! Oh, much better.
All right, good show, guys, good show. You know, I think if we started our own professional gaming clan, we could go pretty far.
Oh, affirmative. You and I could compete for glory, Hex.
Yes.
And Bajo could prepare the halftime oranges.
Yes, halftime oranges.
Next week on the show, power to the shields, reroute the warp drives, and charge your lasers because we are going into space!
Space!
I'll charge the lightsabers and prepare the space oranges.
I'll rewire the teleporter and plot our course on the galactic map.
Yeah, okay, guys, I kind of just meant it figuratively. We're not actually going into space.
I could really take you into space. if you want me to make it so.
Do it!
Well, till next time, may all your games be good ones. Hex out.
Bajo out.
DARREN out.
Prepare my spacesuit.